Welcome to GSL Code. We are in round 2, day 2-1. As it is, how are you feeling, Caldor?
I'm feeling pretty good, but you know what? We have at some point we have to make, especially with our first group, some kind of gangster opening. Like, yo, yo, yo.
All right.
No, I don't know. Well, we have 3
Maybe so, man. I think
it just crossed my mind. I was like, we have to step things out. What could we do? Yeah, we start with the ghetto opening. But not today, guys. We have 4 games. Actually, we have 3 because, as you can see on the screen, Ganji actually withdrew. And, well, due to personal reasons, he apparently has a wrist problem and is getting treated. Yeah, that's at least what we could read on, I think it was Sim Liquid. I'm actually not quite sure where I read this.
I heard on an interview, and it was stated on GNN as well. That,
exactly. Yeah, you're right. It was GNN. And, well, we have a couple of mirror matches this morning. We have a PvP starting us off with Killer up against Parting. Once again, they played already in last season's games. And let's be honest about it, Parting, he crushed him. But Killer was really, really confident. Earlier we talked to him and he was like, yeah, not this time. I'm ready.
Yep, this time he is so ready. The first map is going to be a big one. It's going to be Atlantis Spaceship. We'll see if he can take out Parting this time. If Parting loses here, I think it would be a pretty big upset. This guy is, I mean, he's really well known. He's been doing a lot better recently than Killer has. We'll see if he's got the stuff, see if he can win here today.
I love how the lyrics in the background, I need a miracle. And that's probably what Killer needs right now because his PvP record is not really the best. But we are jumping into game number 1, guys. Hope you are ready. Here comes our first PvP of the day. And here we go, to the bottom left of the map of Atlantis Spaceship. We have the one and only, the probably most dangerous Protoss in the entire world, at least if you can judge by his nickname. It is starting for complexity. Oh, Killer! Street Fighter voice has abandoned us again.
Street Fighter voice has some wrist problems right now.
Yeah, exactly. The vocal cords are a little bit too stretched. But I heard that Street Fighter voice will recover and will be back later on for the afternoon group.
He will, man.
To the top right, though, we have the opponent of Killer. It is a StarTale player. This is StarTale Parting.
Does not part his hair.
Nah, we still don't know what exactly he parts.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Definitely not the ocean. Well, I was thinking about something earlier, and I come to realize that Atlantis Spaceship isn't a spaceship at all. What is it? I mean, obviously, it's a bear. It looks like a bear on the mini-map, but in reality, is it a bear? No. But what is it? It's just this big landmass, but it's not a spaceship. What is it? I mean, why is it called a spaceship? Maybe it should be called a spaceport. I don't know where you would land your ships on a place like this side. You know, it's just really a mystery to me, the naming of this. I'm the kind of person who sometimes needs answers, and right now I just don't have any for this.
I have no clue. Probably the map maker was just looking at it and was like, I have no clue what I could name this map, so he just went on Google and Googled for the first thing that came to his mind. Or he was like, I need a name, and then select the spaceship.
He was like, well, it's in space, and he was like, spaceship.
Well, that's the most simplistic thought process ever, I think.
I think so too. By the way, a very fast second gateway for Parting. They're both have gone into double gas, but second gateway for Parting before Warpgate research even. Really getting that out there very fast.
The last time that they played, Parting won the series with 2-0, and it was really interesting to observe how Killer tried to use some different builds. He started with a Forge against his opponent on Calm Before the Storm. He could have actually been in a pretty good position and won the game. I still remember that he could have just placed the cannon a little bit more to the left and then his wall would have been perfect, but as it is, his opponent did not stand his opponent was able to sneak in and took him down quite easily. So this time Killer wants to mix things up, wants to come out the victor, and he is starting with a Stargate here.
Yeah, and we're going to see a Phoenix build. This is a good build choice for this map, I feel, and we're going to see how well he prepared this. This is the most frustrating build to face in PvP. A lot of the time, PvP has been called a matchup that's decided by builders, but that has kind of evened out a little bit. But there are some choices you can make against Phoenixes with limited information that can just be fatal. If you make a robotic support band, let that finish, your opponent goes Phoenixes, you will just lose almost 100% of the time. It's very difficult to actually make any sort of transition out of that. And if Killer hides these Phoenixes, then this is something that may occur with parting. Depends on what he wants to do. If he expands, there's a lot of different ways to tackle the Phoenix play, and that is what we're going to see from parting. He does put the Nexus down off of just 2 gateways. But he's making so many sentries right now defensively, and that is not going to be what you want against Phoenixes.
No, not at all. The thing with sentries is, of course, that you try to block the entrance to your main base, but at the same time, if you have a bunch of Phoenixes and you go for an attack that is supported by gateways, you lift the sentries and you take the sentries apart with the Phoenixes. And this is something that he just can do with Phoenixes, even if he does not attack with the gateway army here. But he shows his Phoenix early on in the game, and let's see how parting is going to react to this. Currently building his robotics.
Yeah, he's going to let that finish most likely so he can get some Immortals out, but he will not make a robotic support bay now, as that would be practically suicidal. Now I'm going to try to go Colossi against Phoenixes, because once your opponent scouts that, which he will because he has Phoenixes and there's no way to deny... Oh wow, we're going to see Killer actually is going to hit a timing with this.
What
with
is
3
actually
gateways.
The idea of Killer here showing this Phoenix so early?
Well, he just wanted to scout what his opponent was doing. He wasn't really trying to show or force anything, but he just wanted to scout. Now he's going to hit a timing with this gateway push with the Phoenixes lifting sentries.
And here, yeah, but the thing is now we have the Stalkers in there, and if Killer would have just waited a little bit longer, maybe...
Well, he has no intention of using a single lift to kill probes. He is just going to try to use every bit of energy to kill parting right now. This is a cool Phoenix attack that you can do sometimes, and I think that parting is going to start to figure this out, because he's like, well, you're not trying to lift my sentries right now. What's going on? Oh, this is going to be so devastating. He's going to be able to force heal these probes. Oh, unfortunately for him, he didn't know they were coming. He could have trapped them on the outside. Oh, and parting warped in. Stalker's actually just ironically on the outside here. That's not going to be very useful.
He can just support now this attack with the Phoenixes if he's swooping in, but the Phoenix are on the high ground right now. They are going to be attacked very soon. Here they come and start to assist a little bit. Take down the first sentry, could take down another one.
Going for Stalkers. Yeah, getting for the Stalker. And this is a pretty scary attack. He's got most of these Zealots to support this. The Force Fields are actually really good here for parting. And Killer Zealots are not really connecting at all right now. And the Phoenixes can only do so much. And it looks like parting is actually going to hold this. Great Force Fields. And like you said, the Phoenixes were not there immediately when they needed to be. And parting holds quite well. Killer is in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. He's going to pick off a Stalker here. And he still has a lot of mobility with these Phoenixes. He's not out of energy with them just yet.
But now parting is moving out, and parting has the big army.
And he can kill probes all he wants and try to pick off a Stalker or 2 in the main base. But parting is moving out, and he needs something to deal with this, and he's used so much energy already. Killing Stalkers in the main base is not going to be a problem for parting. He does not care. All he's going to do right now is make sure that Killer doesn't expand, and he's going to get way ahead as a result. He's got double probe production going on. Killer has used a lot of Phoenix energy already, and no matter how many probes he kills, parting is going to be in a great position.
With the expansion that he has, he definitely will be. And the problem for Killer is now there is a sentry. He can just force field the ramp. Killer might just die here. The Stalker count is overwhelming for parting, and here come additional sentries, and there's the GG.
Going for a 3 gateway Phoenix attack. Sometimes you see this off of 4 gateways, sometimes 3. Killer, he tried to be the killer today. He tried to rush in and pick up those sentries. The execution was not as good as it could have been, and the force fields for parting were amazing.
I think he could have just waited a little bit longer and not show his Phoenix right away. If you swoop in, we saw only sentries, you pointed out. If he waits for 3 Phoenixes before he goes in, then he can take down the sentries even before the Stalkers are fully warped in. Then he has 2 sentries that are already dead, and then he can follow it up with the gateways.
He definitely should have picked those sentries off faster, that is for sure. Our next map is going to be Metropolis.
I like the idea, though, by the way. Sorry for not interrupting you here, but the idea was a good one, and I like this attack. The parting just microed his units better.
Well, in this case, we are going to have Metropolis, which is another map, actually, that this build is quite popular on. We see Warp Prism play here sometimes as well, as it's one of the few maps that exists in today's map pool where you have close positions by air. Killer really known for Warp Prism play and a lot of different matchups. We may see something like that from him. We may do Immortal drops, but I think we're going to see a pretty normal game here. Only time will tell. Let's jump into game number 2 right away here at the GSL Code.